Before I praise the school, the administrators, and all the benefactors that have helped me get to this day in the history of my life, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Being the product of two Colombian immigrant parents, being the child raised in a small housing complex in Norwalk, Connecticut, being the kid that was always picked on in the schoolyard at recess, being the extra help my parents needed in paying for some of the bills in the household every month, I've always thought myself as a normal person. A normal person who by the age of 14 found a job at the local library just to help out his family. A normal person who by the age of, who always had to work harder in the classroom than anybody else just to understand a simple concept. A normal person whose only joy in life was a basketball and a hoop to play around with. The best gift I would ever get on my birthday was just another year to be alive. As long as I had a roof over my head, clothes on my back, and food in my stomach, I didn't need very much else to be happy. Growing up, I saw the blisters my mom had in her callous hands from her job as a house cleaner. I witnessed the dark suntans of my father from his job as a grass maintainer at a golf country club. I perceived the pain and struggle in the eyes of my parents when they got up every morning. The same pain and struggle they shrug off and try to hide in their day-to-day endeavors. While most kids had the new Nikes and NBA stars like LeBron James to look up to, I had the role models of my parents for a decent pair of Adidas on my feet. I never had much, but yet I had it all. A normal person with the best two parents I could ever ask for. I appreciate it, but I'm not done yet. I would say that I had more than what I actually had growing up. So now to the big question: why did I choose to go to Fairfield Prep? The better question is, why did I choose to embark on a 4-year spiritual journey that would forever change the outlook I had in my life? 4 years ago, as an immature 8th grader, still needing to learn not much about life itself, I would have told you that I chose to go to Fairfield Prep simply to go to a good college. I did not foresee the maturation into becoming a man that I would receive from attending Fairfield Prep. I did not foresee the discipline I would gain from the writing of 10-page essays or hour-long tests. I did not foresee the Ignatian spirituality that Fairfield Prep would ingrain in me to see God in all things and help those less fortunate than me. If the push for college was enough to push me towards the rigorous academic institution that was Fairfield Prep, I could not tell you how much eager I would have been to have known that I would have learned the discipline, love, and religious understanding that I would receive from such a school. Today, looking back, I feel ashamed for deciding to go to this school simply for the collective idea that it would simply help me go to college. I should have researched and been prepared for the experience I would have got to get myself in. Luckily, God was merciful enough on me to get me into such a prestigious establishment that Fairfield Prep is. And since that day, I received an acceptance letter into the school, has been nothing but positive development into my character as a man. Speaking of experience, the journey at Fairfield Prep I had has been one of the most hardest, most difficult periods in my whole life. To be honest, I found it hard to fit in sometimes, feeling like the odd piece in a puzzle that could never fit in, because of my financial background compared to other kids in my class. On top of this, the amount of schoolwork packed onto me in my first week of freshman year is outrageously overwhelming. The jump from a public middle school in Norwalk to a prestigious private school that is Fairfield Prep was hard to get used to. I want to thank Mrs. Talmadge, who unfortunately is not here today. She's my good-hearted friend and director of the diversity as well as academic support services, the leader of the SEED program, which I am involved in. I have her to thank for not losing my head so easily at the beginning. Her integration of myself into the SEED program helped me discover friends that I thought I would never gain. It helped me do better in school with the study skills I developed and learned to master as a man in Fairfield College preparatory school. I was finally enjoying the sacrifice. I started making my homework instead of playing video games or playing basketball way too long outside. I started learning the life and times about Julius Caesar and other things that other leaders that I should have been learning about. However, as I started to become a good student in school, the curriculum started to intensify as I became a sophomore. I was honored that I was nominated to participate in various honors classes that I myself was not involved in during my freshman year, such as Geometry Honors and French Honors 3. With the step from freshman year to sophomore year, service requirement and helping out my community also became an additional job. I started the year strong, but as time progressed, it became hard trying to balance out the time to complete all the objectives that were on my list. To add to the avalanche that was beginning to fall through the mountain in my sophomore year, my mother had developed a tumor in her stomach that had got me very worried and distracted me from what I should have been focusing on my schoolwork. Again, things were beginning to fall, and I did not know what to do. I felt trapped, and I felt very worried and doomed. What if I failed at Fairfield Prep? What if my mother, the woman that I loved and cared for me dearly, had passed on to another world? God works in funny ways. The surgery performed on my mother ended up being successful. I ended up bringing my grades up in the classroom towards the end of the year. With the participation in my service at the Carver Community Center in Norwalk, I felt good helping out kids with their homework and being the role model they look up to. My sophomore year, although tough, gave me the strength and perseverance to continue on whatever it needs to do when situations become bleak as they seem. With many kudos and pats on my back from family members for my performance my sophomore year in high school, junior year is by far inexplicably onerous in all parts and components imaginable. 2 honors classes, 3 AP courses, 30 hours of service just to not get an F in geology. SAT testing, early work directed into getting colleges of my choice. During most nights of my senior year at Fairfield Prep, I was lucky to get even 4 hours of sleep at night. Sometimes I would not sleep at all and go straight to school the next day. A strong relationship I had with my parents because of me going to sleep so late. I was literally losing my mind over school, taking it more seriously than I probably should have. But as former undisputed heavyweight Mike Tyson said, he said, that man is not thought of greatness by how many times he raced in victory, it's by how many times he could raise himself from the brink of destruction. I was determined to get good grades no matter what. It was the only thing I found myself to be pretty decent at as far as all other things concerned. This work ethic pushed me a seat in the summa cum laude section at the annual awards mass that I thought I'd never get myself in. And finally, here I am, senior year, looking towards what college I could get into for what little I had to offer. There's a lot of bright students out there, smarter than I'll ever be, and I'm just looking forward for a spot where I can achieve the educational endeavors that I seek in becoming a doctor one day to help people that can't help themselves. The values of hard work, discipline, perseverance, hope, solidarity, and many others that Fairfield Prep has taught me, I would not have been able to achieve on myself. All those geometric chess without the use of a calculator helped me think on my own faster and become independent without me realizing it. All those nights I spent studying the causes and effect of the American Civil War helped me to develop a discipline for myself that I thought I would never be capable of. All the hours I spent at the Carver Center of Norwalk trained me to be a role model out there in the community that can really make a difference in the betterment of society as a whole. In essence, I would not be a tenth of a person I am now had it not been for the imperative values that Fairfield Prep had instilled in me throughout my high school career. In conclusion, who cares if I have a 3.9 cumulative GPA based on my 4 years of Fairfield Prep? What does it matter that I'm a summa cum laude student awardee associated with the National Honor Society? Is it really worth anything that I became an AP scholar by scoring 3s or higher on 3 of my AP exams? What use is the fact that I am basically a trilingual student in the languages of English, Spanish, French, and am incorporated in the French Honor Society? What is the meaning of my receiving the Volunteer of the Year Award from the Carver Community Center for my service applied at that program? Who cares and why does it matter? It matters because you gave me an opportunity for someone like me who is destined to fail. It matters because you, by the help you gave in your generosity, I am able to speak to such honorable and beautiful people like you today. It matters because I will be going to college to become the first of my famed generation to attend a university. I would not be here if it were not for the financial aid that you have given me to go to Fairfield Prep. If a person like me from the lower class of society, who never was anything, became so successful in Fairfield Prep, there's no telling the countless other low-class income students out there that need an opportunity to fulfill their dreams to become better than I ever be. From the deepest, most sincere, genuine place of my heart, I would like to thank all of you for the help you have given me and other students in financial aid, as we will not be successful as we are today. I thank you.